My code? Well, mine is different, I think. It's not the same like this one.
Yeah, that, you're still using Codebox, Sandbox. Okay,
I switched
never
the
mind.
video.
Okay,
As
see,
soon as I switched, all the issues were gone.
the issue is, okay, let's cover that.
Yeah,
Okay,
none of that is current anymore. I've already fixed it.
see, this line 55 to 58, okay. I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever you do, it's perfect.
yeah. So, yes. So we had left this, okay, last time, and there was a bug because we are like not no button or nothing was working. The only reason was this list array, which is on line 55, okay, is supposed to be wait, copy this. It's supposed to be after if else statement of the function show task, okay, and you have to remove this.
Got it.
And this to do animal DAG is supposed to be after this. Yeah. Wait. This is
I think you have to remove that. The
which
55.
one?
55.
55. If I remove the 55, okay,
Okay.
then there's a okay, because of this.
Yeah.
But still, you need to close the.
Yeah, this one.
Go
Yeah. Yeah. This is one error I found.
You're still missing. If you go to function show tasks, that
Okay. Yeah.
hello curly bracket, where is it closing? I think that's the one you deleted.
Oh, really?
Because the one on line 54, I think, goes to line 52.
It's after this. I think it's. No, wait. This is. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. This one. See? It goes up till here. See? Yeah? Now for delete task is also this. So in delete task, where is that? Local storage set item to new to ensure task. See, it is working. See, if I'm so this is it's showing. So even if it's empty, it's showing. Okay, and I bring task 1, it will show this. Yeah, see, everything works. But this should not show any empty list, which is happening here. Okay, so we have, when we are doing this, show empty array none. Okay, it goes and shows the whole thing. Wait, what is it? Wait, what I'm missing here? What I'm missing here? Oh god. Local storage set item to new to-do list. Function delete task. Okay, this is working, but delete task function. This is fine. Delete all task. It's fine. Yeah. Do you guys see any issue in this? I feel it's done except for list array local need to do. Yeah, so who's talking?
Sorry, thought I was muted.
So are you clear right now, Marcus? So let's go through. So let's go through.
Why mine's not working, but I understand what everything's doing. I think.
You're a bit low. Can you speak a bit loud, please?
I said I think I understand how it all works. Still got to figure out how it's caught up to yours, but I get it.
Yeah. So let's go just give an overview, okay? But this should not happen, you know. Even if there is.
Can you explain the on key up?
Oh, I think you need to put double equal signs on the does not equal to 0.
Oh yes, this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So now this will not work.
Oh.
It will work, bro. It will work.
No,
It will work. Why? Because why? Even if this is showing, it will show your task. You're calling the task function here. You know? You understand?
Okay.
So after this event, whatever happens in this event, if or else, this is what is going to call right after this event. So even if there is any class, or any value added or not, the moment I press this, it's going to call the task function. Make sense, guys?
Yeah, calling the function.
Yeah. So we don't want to call the function here. Okay.
What
What
if you put number? Okay.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
What are we saying, Nick?
I was saying, what if you put line 18, the show tasks?
Okay.
The time we are calling it. What if you put it on 11, where we check if it's okay on number 11? Yeah. So after checking, when you activate the button class, we should also.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
And I just comment this out. Okay, just see what happens.
What if we...
It will still. Let me check again. Yeah, it will still. So how about we remove this? Okay. So see, as soon as it becomes active show task, if we don't want that, you know.
How's it getting to the display area? Are you HTML? Are you inner HTMLing it?
Yeah, this one by using DOM, HTML DOM feature. Marcus. So basically, we are writing the HTML inside JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you do it. This one.
So new list tag is just a string.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you got to-do list dot inner HTML and then the string of all the list items. So maybe that's where you want to put it. Like if there's nothing there, then you don't want to run
Yes, yes,
that.
yes, yes. So how about I remove this, okay, and I just commented out show task. It it will still show. Why? See?
Well, maybe put the where'd it go? Inner HTML line. The line is there.
Okay, okay. Just
Maybe
read.
that should in the conditional, because you don't want to do that. That's the thing that you don't want to do, right? You don't want to display an empty.
You mean this? This?
Maybe. Maybe.
But see, if I remove this, okay, it won't work. Why?
No, I'm
Because
saying conditional.
can you be a bit loud? Conditional. You're talking about?
If new list tag is empty, right? Because
This
every
one.
time you're adding to it, right?
Okay.
And 53, every time you enter something, you're appending to the new list tag string.
No, see, this is actually line 53 is more like when I add a new list, okay, my new list should be according to the style and to the
Yeah.
to the styling of it. Okay, it should have an element which is the task, and it should also have a trash at the end, which means that. So it's nothing to do with this activation of this button. See, so whatever is having is doing actually on this on click button.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, if you click, you could say like if input box dot value, because if there's nothing in the value, there's no reason to follow through, right? Like if input box dot value is true, then proceed.
You know what?
Or it could be the triple equal.
You know why?
Triple equal on
See, we don't have to worry about this because this is if not equal to, okay? This is only one, okay? Also, if null. So if null, this is on click, let user entered input value is equal to null. Okay, else, okay, and push. So we don't want this to be pushed on the list.
Oh. Oh, what about, instead of 0, maybe an empty string
Where? This one?
there? Yeah,
In line 10?
yeah,
You mean line 20 like
empty string.
this?
No,
Okay, empty
sorry.
string. Okay, double
Yeah, the
quotes.
empty quotes, yeah. Empty
Okay.
quotes.
Still.
Even with the double equal signs.
See?
What if you just get rid of everything after user entered value? Line 10, like the whole dot trim does not equal empty anything.
Yeah.
That you want to know if this user entered value.
This should not be active. As simple as. So if there's nothing inside, don't make this active. And this has been active. You get the point? So it's all over here. If user trim.
Yeah.
Wait.
You're saying it's not 0. If you're saying it's not active.
Okay, okay. So what's if we say if it's active, then do this, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if we say if equal to 0, still.
I think it'll be the same result. It'll just be simpler. So just highlight from highlight the dot trim parentheses equal 0 and delete it.
See?
It could be the same thing.
See? So
that's simpler than before.
Yeah, but trim.
Wait,
okay,
wait.
but do you know the trim function is used for what? It's
Trim
a thing
height.
like yeah. So if you do this, okay, it's fine. But trim, it will remove
White space. The
yes,
spacing.
Right, but
yes.
you're not. Don't you just want to know if there's something in there or not? Like you're just testing if the user entered value, right?
Yeah, do you know what we could do? Let's just say if the value, right? If input box dot value does not equal empty, and then we could just console log. We could try console log at first.
Good call.
So input value, okay.
Yeah, if user entered value, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
If user entered value
not equal to 0.
No, not there.
Where?
On the
Which
on
line?
the if on number 10.
Okay.
Yeah, if it does not equal 0.
Okay.
And then console log, right? The value. Because if it logs it, it's working. If it doesn't log it, and then we have made a mistake somewhere. Console log, yeah.
This
input.
is working.
Or the value itself. We can log the value.
Let's see. It's not working.
Yeah. Which means we either messed up the if statement or the input. Yeah.
But if you do this is working. See.
Okay.
See.
What happens if you put input box dot target value?
Input box on number 9.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, apparently it's working without it. I always thought it was target.
Wait, let me try this. Okay, show task and input value. Let's try with this. It still works.
What does the on key do anyway? Actually, is it not working because you're not doing the up key or something?
It's an event. We are targeting that if you want to have an event, okay, like this button to be working on an action to be happen on this button, okay, for this purpose we use event. So we are making an event that as soon as a user inputs even a single letter, make him activate this button and make him activate this button, basically, as simple as that. So it's an event.
So here's my question for you. By clicking the button, we're actually looking at the event below, right? The add button dot on click, or no? By actually using the mouse to click the add button, should we not be looking at line 21 and down? Because that's what's triggering the event. You're clicking it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or maybe we're looking at the wrong block. Or we're trying to fix the wrong block.
Yes.
We know that line 8 down worked because, like I said, when you're using the keys inside the box, work. So let's put the console log on line 26, see if that works.
How about we comment out this, like it's pushing or adding a new value in the array, which will like show over here, this array. We don't want that, right? So how about we comment out this? See, it stopped. This is working, but it's not showing. You see?
Wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
So if we have add button on click, right? Why do we need a key up then?
What?
If we can click the button and add you know, and add the tasks, why would we need a key up? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
This one worked.
Like, you know, when we say add button on click, right? We can do the
We
if
can directly
statement.
use, yes, we can directly use that. Okay, yes, we can do that, but this is something to make you understand that, see, you can also create an event, okay, your custom event for any button or any tag, okay. You can just create an event. So this is how it helps you to understand, okay, this is how I can create an event in future if I want to. We can use a direct thing, like we can also add event listener and do this event. It will work. There are things, but this is something, the basic, to understand how behind that JavaScript thing is, how is it working. So this is what, so it's more like a basic stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So let me try to reiterate. I think I understand your intention. Line 7 should be. I think line 7 should stay commented.
What happened to that?
What you're trying to do is everything work, right? But you're trying to prevent the user from actually being able to use this button if there's nothing in there. So in other words, so without line 8 to 17, if there was nothing in there, then the code would say, okay, post nothing in the to-do list. But you're trying to prevent the user from even using the button at all.
Yes.
So the code doesn't change. We're just trying to deactivate the button if there's nothing there.
Absolutely, yes.
And if you didn't have that, then it would post nothing. It would post nothing.
Yes.
So here, try this. Go back to line 10.
Wait, let me try this. It's working. It's working now.
Try it with nothing.
See? It's working now.
Try it with nothing. Empty.
Oh, okay.
Right, so go back to line 10.
Okay.
Highlight after entered value. Delete that all in one so you can undo it, and then put an exclamation mark in front of user entered value.
Where do I add that?
In front of that user entered value.
Okay.
So right now it says user entered value is true, but put an exclamation in front of it. Go to the beginning
Okay.
of that word.
Wait. Which on line 10 itself?
Yeah. Go to the beginning of view. Yeah. Right now it says if it's true, but now it says if it's not true.
Okay.
Now hit add button.
Still.
But also, does it console? It doesn't console.
No, it doesn't console anything. No. No.
What if you just, instead of doing all this, why don't you do like an on hover? Never mind.
We're already doing the unhover thing. See, this unhover thing.
Cursor none. No logic to it. What about you? You could put a class on there. If there's nothing in there, then you could remove the class. You could add a cursor none style. I think we should come back to this because it works otherwise.
Input on key up. Let user input box if user frame is. See, why we are doing trim is that check if user is not adding any white spaces. Means he's not just, it's empty basically, you know.
So you're talking about cleaning up the input before you post it?
What?
Are you talking about cleaning up the input before it gets posted to the list?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if user entered value trim. Okay, I mean trim is basically it will check if there are no white spaces in the task he's writing. So for example, he's just clicking over here. So there's a white space, right? There's no character inside that. So if that is not equal to, okay, then you activate the button. And if that activates the button, it should go and show all the task. Get the point? Once it shows the task, then it will go on add button on click. Okay, so this gets activated, then it goes here. Okay, and it will check. Okay, so is there any input field value inside this input? Okay.
Console log it, see, right?
Yeah, I mean that's no harm. Like we can do for each and every line console log. It's fine. Yeah, console log. This works.
User entered value. No,
This
type in the value. User entered value.
Okay.
But the scope doesn't work, right? But
Let's see.
I do
Yeah.
nothing.
See, you get the inbox value.
Yeah, so do your white space test and do that.
It's empty string. Empty string. It gives out as an empty string. So empty string should not be.
But does an empty string have white space in it?
Yes. It's blank. Empty string is nothing. It's white. It's white space. It's blank. Let's see. What else?
I think we need to add an if statement
Where?
on the add button click. So when we click,
So we already have this. See?
oh, I think that's for local storage, right?
Yeah. So
Like to check the value.
Yes. So if there's no local storage, there's no any value in this, create a blank array. Else, transform that into an object and show it here, but this is not what we want.
I could think
It's
of
something.
another. All right, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Instead of checking for white space, what if we checked if the length of input value is greater than 0? In other words, if there's something in there, then put the, if it's not, if it's not greater than 0, then it's nothing there. Another way of doing this.
Import box value if user in. Let's see. Input box value if this is not equal to or equal to.
You could. I guess you could either say equal to 0, equal,
Equal to 0. Still empty string.
No, you got to do dot length. We want to know the length of it, right?
I didn't get you.
So on line 10, user entered value dot length.
Oh, dot length. Okay. Dot length. Yeah. Okay. Dot
And then put
length.
another equal sign just for a good measure.
Add what?
Put one more equal
Yes.
sign. We want to know if it's 0.
Okay. Empty string.
If it equals 0, pull C. I've changed the first one to a not. No, put an exclamation as the first of the 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what does this do?
We get one more rid of it. Now we're saying if it's not equal to 0. then
Still, this should
Console
not have.
log. Okay. So instead of console log, this is working.
Yeah.
Why don't you
put
try
enter,
console log the value?
the user entered value, right?
Yeah. So we know if it's what, but not in quotes.
Oh yeah. It's okay. Yeah. So empty string.
This empty string is coming from.
Wait, it's from 24 line 24. This one.
Yeah, it's coming from the
This
button,
one.
not from the on key.
This one. There's nothing over there. So there's nothing to do with this. I think this is correct. Okay, it's to do with on click. Okay, irrespective of whatever the
But what you're saying though is if there's nothing in there, if it's an empty string, then you shouldn't be able to use the click. You shouldn't be able to use the button at all. Right? It should be deactivated or grayed out.
yeah, exactly. It should be activated. It should be deactivated. So if I do function add button on click, let user input box value. Okay. So basically add is when a user clicks on the plus button icon, which is this. Okay.
Yeah.
Let get local storage data, local storage get item. This. And so if this is null, okay, I mean it is null, there's nothing inside that, so it goes in this and it go out and it pushes the value on the array, okay, and issue task, which we don't want. You get the point?
But if there's something already on the list though, then you hit submit with nothing in the input box and it would still not allow you to do nothing, right? If you'd have put, task 1 enter.
Wait, let me check about this. Wait. If this element class on click delete index. Let new task. There's also the other way to do using, you can do this. It's much more simpler. Okay. I think Mickey has done that. Yes, Mickey?
Well, yeah, I have
That's
tried.
that. Yeah. So there are two methods. You can either create an event, okay, for each of the HTML elements, and you can make it work. And okay, this is one method which I did, and there's other method where you basically, it's straightforward method, I would say. Okay,
Let's do it.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
So Mickey, can you give me the
Okay.
code?
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I share my screen or I just paste the?
You can do that. It's up to you. Yeah, you can either do that. Yeah, it's no worries. I'll remove this. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen, and then you can take it over.
Okay.
So there are two methods. Okay, that's pretty much simple. This one was basically using a function. Okay, like how can you define a function and how you can use it again and again. So how can you use JavaScript as a OOP? Okay, object oriented programming. So I was using that. Yeah.
Functional programming.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the other method you can use as well. So I'll stop my screen. Mickey can take it over. I'll remove my spotlight, and I will spotlight Mickey. Wait. Wait. Okay. And yes. Wait a minute. You need to add a bit of tweaking of HTML, okay, and then we can, yeah. I'll remove this.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So this is the HTML that we had. This part.
Okay.
Yeah, this was basically the same. This part, and then on the
Just submit it
app.js.
Just in
Yeah.
there. Does that matter?
No, just to show you that the IDs and everything were almost similar.
No, I just mean on Samir's. He put list
Okay.
item back in the UL. I think to demonstrate. Does that matter? Why?
What?
Make a difference.
What?
Samir, on your HTML,
Yes.
on the list, didn't you write list item back in there?
Which one?
On your index HTML.
Wait.
I'm just wondering if maybe that's why it keeps going, because you wrote list item.
So what? So you want me to add something on HTML, which is?
No, I'm saying on yours. I remember you typed in li element. To make a point.
Yeah.
Talking about. I'm just wondering if it matters. Maybe that's why I keep going the list item, even though
It could be, yes. It could be. It could be, yes. Absolutely, it could be.
maybe not.
It
I'm just-
could be. And this is he's targeting the IDs, using IDs. He's targeting the IDs for the for the JavaScript. Okay, so it's much more straightforward. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Well, like you mentioned, okay, the li stuff, and if that works, I'll let you know in the Discord channel. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, Mickey, go ahead, please.
Okay. So the HTML was basically the same. So what I did is the input, I gave it an ID of ID input. And then the button, I gave it also an ID add. And then where we are going to put the tasks, I put ID tasks. And then, yeah, that's it. This is basically what we needed. And then this part, well, it will say pending, you know, I gave it an ID for this 0, so we can change it. Is it clear until that point?
Can everyone see Mickey's screen? See, okay, yeah, perfect. Everyone can see. Okay, Abdullah, why do you think app.js? Okay, see, it doesn't matter. You can link anywhere you want. Okay, it should be in the body. It's not a it's not. It's okay. You can link it on top. You can also link it inside the body, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mickey.
And yeah, so this was basically for the HTML, and then I also linked the JavaScript down here, app.js, which is here. And then so here I didn't use local storage quite. I didn't understand it quite well, so but
it's fine. It's
but
fine.
it
fine.
works.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This is much more simpler. Yeah, I like this method.
So I called everything. The one which I used the ID on the input, I called it the add clear tasks and pending. And then I have only 2 functions.
So how do you call an ID in the JavaScript? Can you tell them? Can you just tell them this is how you can call an ID in the function in the JavaScript form?
Okay. So you can use this. Let's put const get by ID. Let's give this a name.
Okay.
And let's say we can use document dot get element by ID.
Okay.
We can use this. So when we use this, we don't need to put the ID symbol. This one, the hashtag. But when we use query selector, we need to specify what is it? Is it a class? Is it a tag name? Is it yeah. But when we use get element by ID, we can just put the ID input.
Yes. Yes.
Also, we can do get element by element by class name, by tag name.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And by class name, you also just put the class name here. But if you want to target the class with the query selector, instead of hashtag, you will put a dot.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Doesn't query selector target the first one it finds?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes.
Exactly, it will target the first one, but this one we have specified with an ID of input. So
because
it's the only
ID
one
are
on the
unique.
page.
Also just to refresh, ID are unique. So ID are used once with the same name. It's used once in HTML. So which is why we just likely target that particular ID with a hashtag if you're using document.query selector. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And so we first call this, and then we give the first function, which is it's like a function, but we are adding event listener to this button, to this one right here, the plus icon where we are going to add the element. So we say add this element.
I have a question, Mickey Wendy.
Yep.
So with the add event listener, right?
Yeah.
And it's click. Why wouldn't you do on click function there? Well, what's the difference?
Well, I think on click, you would have to put, instead of add event listener, you'll just put on click,
Yeah.
and then you will give it a function.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. But when you do add event listener, you can just put click. It will listen to the click event.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Makes
Yes.
sense.
So the difference
Thanks,
is you
man.
could have different kinds of events. Right?
Yes.
So it could be like click, scroll.
Or hover or something.
I don't think hover is there, but what I know is key up is there, key press is there.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so all these are DOM, okay? HTML elements used in JavaScript.
Yes.
Yeah.
So add event listener, the event which we want to listen is on click. This means add event listener on click to this button right here, to this one. Chat.
I send the link in the chat. Check it out, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when we click that, we want to run a function. This is an arrow function.
Yes.
Or we can just put function and just function. It will still work.
This is a shorthand, you know, of using a function in the JavaScript, arrow function.
Okay. So on this function, what you want to do is check if the input.value, the input, which is this one right here, the ID of input, which is the box, the input box, if the value is not equal to empty, which means if there is something there, if it's not empty, then we want to run this function show task, which we'll write here. Okay, so if it's not empty, and then show task will basically, you know, format the whole thing, display the clear button, the list which we put, and all that. Function. Okay, exactly. Yeah. So if input.value.trim, this is to remove the white space.
Yes, Mustafa.
And also it helps us, you know, when we want to add a task, we can just do, you know, space, we can just fill it with space and hit enter. If we don't have this, it will still bring an empty task, but if you put .trim, it will not bring the empty task. Okay, so it just removes the white space, and this is if there is anything, if it's not empty. So if that works, it will say show tasks, and also input.value, it will clear, which is basically this. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So when we put something like task 1, so when we click on this, we want the show task. This is the show task. Okay, and you see the task 1, this one right here, task 2, it's going to disappear when we click this. Okay, it moved. It's because we put input.value equals empty. So when we click it, we reset the input value and we show the task. Or if that doesn't work, then we alert, we say no task added. Okay, you can put anything here else. You can show your custom alert, you can highlight the box, you can say there's nothing. So let's look at the else. How does it work? When you come here and we try to submit an empty, it will give an alert, no task added. Okay, and if we didn't have this trim, if we didn't have this, okay, and we can just type space and then hit enter, it will provide an empty task. And then .trim is what prevents that, and it will say no task added. So
What
the
happens,
input part, yeah.
Question: what happens if you remove the else alert?
Okay.
And then try to submit nothing?
Okay, it will do nothing.
happens.
It will basically not work. The else part is just to let the user know that nothing has happened. You need to put something in order to see it. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Okay, so either this or this. So if this works, if we show task and we clear this, then we will show the task function. But if it doesn't work, then we will alert the user that this is not working because you have not added anything. Okay, so this is basically the first part. And the second part is this part right here, number 11, show tasks. What does that do? So when we come to the second function right here, this one, we have a function called show tasks, which we have called up here. And here we want to make a list item. And we can say const li, you can give this any name, equals document.create element. We want to create an element called li. This element right here on the HTML, there's ul and then there is li. So we want to create this right here. Okay. So we create that, and also what we want to create is the little trash icon with the element. Is everything clear until this point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We also want to create the span. I gave this. Okay, this is the icon, the little icon, and then this is the span text, the actual input value right here. So when we put task 1, this is the icon, this is the whole li which we created, this part, and then this is the span text which we gave it. So we created an li, we created a span text, and we created an icon. So now they are created, they are in the element, but they will not show as they are here. The icon and the span and the whole li, they are not organized, but they are created. So to organize that, we can put right here on 34, show the task. Okay, we can append child, li append child span text, which means put this span text inside this li.
So what's an append child?
Append child,
Yeah. So what does that do?
it appends a node as the child of a node. So when you say append child,
So it
span text,
appends,
which means make,
it
yeah.
appends to the parent one, which is li.
Exactly. Yes, span text,
Makes
make it
sense.
a child of li. Also the icon, make it the child of li, because we want the text and the icon, to be inside the li, but flex items. And then this will not work if we stop here, because we have to put the li inside the tasks, which is the ul right here, which we defined here.
And you have to also append child in order that you want to see them, right?
Yes, exactly.
The wrong order.
Yeah. If we put icon here, if we put icon on top, it will first show the icon, then the text. Okay.
So priority matters a lot.
Yes, exactly. So we append the child, okay? But remember, we just created this stuff. We just created the span and the I. We didn't actually give them values. So for the span text, dot inner text, right? Inside the span, what it will have inside will be the input dot value, which will be this one. The input, its value. Okay. And then for the icon dot inner HTML, we will give it an icon tag with the class of how we can get the trash icon. Okay, or we can just have this as inner text exactly, and we can give it delete. If we don't want to have an icon, we can just have a text delete. Okay, and if you want to put anything, you know, HTML tags, you have to put this backticks.
Backticks, yeah.
Yeah, you
So I
must put
think,
this. Yeah,
could you also do, is it like class list?
yeah, we could do class list. Exactly, yeah.
Would it
That
be
can
like
also work.
class list, I think, and then just put in the class FA and then
Yeah,
another one for FA trash.
exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah, that
that
can
comes
also work.
so that comes in between of curly braces. If
Yes,
you're just taking the class from the HTML using inner HTML, we use curly braces.
yes. But when you are using the tags, we use these backticks. So we created the elements, we gave them their values, but the span should have input.value and the I should have the, you know, the inner HTML as this. And we
Yes.
appended the child. So everything is in order. Now, when we do this, when we add a task 2, okay, this value is recorded. When we click this,
Can you,
yeah,
can you open up the inspect so we can
spec,
actually look at the HTML
okay,
after doing it? Because I think
okay,
it'll pop up as you're doing it, like won't it render HTML as you're adding?
okay,
No, you go to Motor G4. You go to Motor, yeah. Click you click on that device icon next to
The
uh,
element.
the element. Yeah, click on that. Yeah,
okay,
it goes.
Now go to, I think elements next to welcome.
okay. So this is the app
Mm-hmm.
It says console at the top.
console.
Pick element
Yeah,
next to it.
elements. Okay,
And I'll open up the div for
this one.
yeah.
The UL.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
But there's
So the
nothing in there.
UL. Yes, currently there is nothing. So inside here, there is nothing as default. So when we put task 1 and we click enter,
See,
you see this
got a new
inside this
L.
UL, there is an LI which we created, and inside that LI there is a
Got this.
span and there is the icon.
The
And this is
icon,
working.
the
Yeah,
icon has the class. Okay.
yeah. This is basically font awesome. If you want the icon to work, you have to give it this class.
So these are
Yeah.
predefined markers. So these are predefined class for the icons. You can get it from Font Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also in that, for that, if you want to use it in your HTML, you have to use the link, also like the one in this where that number 10. So you just copy paste that,
Yeah.
put it in your link in your head section, and whatever icons you need, you go to that. They have bunch of, you just search like for example trash bin, so they will give you the icon with the class name. So you just take the whole HTML and paste it, so you get the whole trash.
And when you style them, you style them like fonts because
No, but Font Awesome is actually the name is they have given Font Awesome, but actually it's for the icons. Yeah.
I know I'm saying when you style them, you just treat them like font. Okay.
Yeah, so we can get it from cdnjs.com, and then we can just search font awesome right here. This one right here, font awesome, and we can look at this. Yeah, all main.css.
Yes.
So any kind of icon, we copy the link tag, and then we come to our VS Code and paste it on top, which means we have a reference to the Font Awesome library, to their website. This is like a short link to their page. But for this to work, we have to give them class name to work. They have different class names.
It's all it's all there on the website. You can show them. Yeah, show them. Font awesome. Put 5.15. It will take you default to 6.
Okay. This one, Font Awesome.
The first link above W3 schools, just below see more. Yeah, just below see more. No, just go back. Take the second option, the second one. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we can just, for example, we added the plus icon. We can just search plus. I think we added this one, plus circle.
So when you click on that,
yeah, it's not plus circle. It's just plus.
Just plus, yeah.
Yeah. So this one right here, when you click here, it will take some time, and it will show your file. So what we can do is, this is what we did. This with a copy HTML. This is the same thing we did.
You seeing this, Marcus?
Yeah, and the S stands for solid, I believe.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then FA plus, yeah, this is predefined class for the icons. So here, back to the UL, right here. So we have an li span and then icon. This is working because we appended the child to the li, and we appended the li to the UL. So that's how it's working.
So if you had another item, if you had 3 more items, there should be 3 more additional list items in the UL.
Yes, exactly. Task 2. There's another list item. This one here. The first one, second one. Task 3. There comes another one.
Fuck a maze.
They're all falling under UL because we did append check. So we did this. Now, is it clear until this point? Okay.
Are you guys clear? Okay.
Okay. So if it's clear until this point, so now we can add the tasks. We can click the button. Now what you want to do is delete task. Okay. And then this is actually pretty simple. We want to add an event listener to the icon. When you click on the icon, run this click event, right, on click, and then I, which is the icon, dot parent element. We are selecting the parent of the li, which is, of the icon, which is the li. So if this is the icon, the parent of the icon is the li, right? The parent of the li will be the ul. So when you click on the icon, yeah?
It shows 2 eyes.
It's because we click inside this eye to show other properties. So we have these 2 children. When you click on the eye, yeah? When you click on the eye, dot parent element, which means the li, this one right here. And why is that working? Again, because we used append child. this one right here, which means this is a child of this one. So when we target dot parent element, which is the li, so we want that parent element to remove. We want to remove this from the document, or we can put dot style dot display equals none, or we can use this to remove this from the document. So when we look at the function right here, this icon, when you click this, it should remove the parent, which is the li, this whole task. So when you click task 1, the delete button, task 1 is gone because it removed the parent. When you click task,
is the container of the task, right?
Exactly, yeah, the container of the task. Yeah.
The individual task.
Exactly, yes. So it removes that. And the other button is the clear all button. And again, for that, we select it.
Hey, can I stop you?
Then add, yeah.
What is pending dot text content equals tasks?
This right here. This one is this function. We want this to start counting. Yeah. We shall look at that after.
So basically that is pending the text context is basically it will give you an update of how many tasks are remaining, you know, like if you're removing the list, so it will be updating and giving you like, okay, if you have they have rule 5 for example and you remove 1, so it will give you like you have 4 pending tasks remain. So it just an
oh got it, pending's the word you.
So right here.
How does that
right
work?
here. The
Yeah.
pending? The pending is from the HTML.
Oh, pending. This one right here. It's a const pending element. So when we hover over this one, it shows us that we define this element right here. Pending. And that is the idea of pending in the HTML. This one. The 0.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
Okay. So this another button, clear, add event listener, on click, run a function. This function will get the li, right? Any li inside where this clear is defined, right here. It's defined in the show tasks. So any li inside there, dot style dot display none. It will remove every li. Okay.
That's the fuck it button. Like
yes. Yeah, this one right here. Clear all. When you remove this, it will remove any li. And this, and another one. Okay. So these ones just remove the parent, but this will remove any li. When you click clear all, it will remove the whole, every li that's there, the task. And then we come to the last function, which is the pending. This one right here, the 0. So by default, it's 0, or you can just leave it blank. So in the HTML, we just put 0. So this one right here, so this is the first step for that function. We say pending, okay, we call it right here, const pending element dot text content, okay. Currently it was 0. And then equals to the tasks, which is the ul dot get item by tag name. We are getting the li, okay, okay, dot length. So any number of li inside this ul.
Yes.
So
Marcus.
Yes.
You following?
You could have, yeah, I'm just gonna expand on this, I guess. You could have also used that same line on 53, right? Because 53? If it's and there's nothing there, it's still gonna show the same flow of 0.
Yeah, we can use that, but the thing is 53. This comes after we have done this. This will not work if we just leave this. It will not work. Okay.
So could you put the line on 56 on line 53?
Okay. Let's see.
What I'm
53.
getting at is, could you actually make a function that does that? Just econ.
Okay.
Instead of rewriting the code every time, could you just make a function and call the function to do the same thing instead of, you know what I mean, instead of repeating itself?
See, it's doing the other way around. If you see, when you're adding, it's doing nothing. See,
yeah.
it's doing the other way around.
So what you want to do is, yeah.
Line 53.
So this basically is saying after we do this, after we get the length of the LIs in the task, okay, which will be the text content of the pending of the 0
element. Yes.
Yeah. So this comes next. So when we clear everything, we want it to say it has nothing, it's 0. But when we delete individually right here, when we delete individually, we want to run this same thing again. We want to just copy paste this to just check how many LIs are left. So when we clear all, yeah,
it puts in the value, doesn't it, or no?
Yeah, it puts the value, dot length, yes.
So why couldn't you just put that line that you just found for 45? Why couldn't you replace that on line 53?
Because line 53 is directly is only active. It will only be active for the line 51. So if there is a click of clear, pending.text will become 0. It will, you see, when you're clearing the whole thing, then only it becomes 0. So when you're doing, if you're putting the line number 57 into 54, okay, let's keep it this way. Yeah.
Yes, put the line on 53 and comment out line 54.
Okay. So you see this, no tasks. Instead of 0, it said no tasks. This is just to make things simple. You can use other forms, other ways of using JavaScript to do this, but just to make it simple, when you clear all, which means this one right here, when we clear everything, right?
Yeah, you're coding 0.
Yes, this will be 0.
When if you do the task get element by tagging this length, it's still going to put 0 into the text content. If you put that line pending, right, text content tasks, if you put that on line 53, go on line 53, comment out 54, the result should be the same, right?
It will not be the same.
If we put it on 53,
he's asking if we put line number 56 to line number 54. It will not, because Marcus, line number 56 is getting a task element by, so whatever tasks are present in the HTML, where in the LIs will be shown. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you try it for me just so I can see, if you don't mind?
Okay, sure.
Copy that line.
So let's put this here.
No, I'm not saying move it. I'm saying add it. So
just copy paste.
Copy paste here. Comment out line 53. No, comment out line 53.
No, line number 53. Yeah.
So are those not equivalents? So what I'm wondering is, why wouldn't that still work? So now if you do it, if you go back to your to-do, put something in there,
see,
add it, clear it.
See, it didn't change.
It will say 1 left.
Because it's still thinking that there is some element inside the LIs. You know, even after we remove it, it will always think that there is one LI remaining in the LI, like in the LI tag of HTML.
Yeah. So we put this outside any quick event. Yeah.
Is task the name of the unordered list element?
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you're checking the length of the list inside it, so it's getting nothing. Is that why it's not working on the clear all? Because there's no list item to check the length of, I guess.
What? Can you ask?
Didn't get your question.
Yeah, we didn't get the question.
I'm just wondering, tasks is the unordered list element, correct?
Yes.
So from task, you get the list element from inside the unordered list. You want the length of the number of lists, essentially the to-do items. So if there are no lists, then there's nothing to get a length of.
No, the length here, Marcus, is the index, the position at which it is. Like it could be 0, 1, the position at which the all the lists are stacking in the li tag, okay, in the ul tag, which is unordered. Yes, it is unordered list, but it has its index. It's at position 1, 2, 3, 4. So length is actually it will be printed out like at what position that is. You get the point? You understand?
I think so. I didn't know it was an index value.
Yeah, you can see. So this is in JavaScript as well. Dot length. If you check, dot length is there. So this actually gives us the length of the array or the value in the JavaScript at what length. So its length means, yeah, you can check it out. Dot length JavaScript. Yeah, see, length of a string.
And if they have an array of 3 things, it'll say 3.
Yes, so one li is at one length, okay, and the other li is at the other length, okay. So that's how you can do that. So we're taking the length of the whole string over here, but we're taking the length of the whole ID. Can you go back to that the code, Mickey? Yeah, so here length is, we are taking the task, okay, of the length of the task, and that task is we are getting the element by the ID tag name, which is li, okay. So that's the whole, that's one whole length is equal to 1. So when we have multiple lengths, multiple lists will act as a length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's how it is being counted in JavaScript.
Right.
Make sense? Yeah.
So it doesn't work because there are no list elements in there. We should clear them.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go ahead, Mickey.
Okay. Yeah. So what we did is got the pending test content, the li.length inside the tasks. So the value will be this. And then when we clear all, the value will be 0. And then when we delete individually, it will get the length again, right here. Okay. So when we look at it and say task 1, it says it has 1 left.
Because there's one list item to count.
Yes, exactly. When you put task 2,
Exactly.
it will count 2 of them.
But if there are no list items, then there's nothing to count.
Absolutely
Yes, it
correct.
will be 0. Yes.
To be 0.
But it won't,
So
it won't say 0 because it actually won't work, I'm guessing.
It's saying 0 because we put in the HTML by default 0. This one right here.
So if you remove that,
Just remove this, and it will not show
Nothing.
anything.
Okay. So what if you put blue?
Now it says you have no tasks left.
Yeah, clear
Yes.
all.
Okay. Clear all. Nothing. Because
Nothing.
there's nothing.
The list item.
Task 1. Add. You have 1 left. Task 2. Add. You have 2 left. So when you click this, when you clear individually, it will count again. Right here. When it's counting again.
Default
And then it will
to
say 1.
negative.
Yeah. And when you clear all, it will say 0. Or we can just put it back to default, which is nothing.
Can you try one more thing for me, please?
Sure.
Okay.
Then add in an element, or add to-do item.
A task right here.
So wait, hard-coded is nothing left, but now it says 0 because the thing that went through the process. If you refresh, what happens? Refresh the
Oh,
page.
yeah, everything will disappear because we didn't use local storage here.
Got it. So if you added item,
Yes, if we added new item or new to do in local storage, they will show up here.
We
And
have
this
to
will be
refresh.
on that, yeah, even though you refresh.
so add one item and then delete it from the track rather than carrying on.
Do it.
That's fine.
Add in. Yeah.
Add.
And refresh it.
No, don't refresh it. So
Okay.
add an item and then hit the trash button instead of hitting clear all, because it's just to see.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put the 0. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought this was simpler way to do it. Just adding event listener to both buttons, to the trash icon, and right here to show if there is something, show task, and then clear the inputs. If there's nothing, add an error.
This is the simplest way you can make a to-do app using JavaScript, HTML, CSS. The simplest way.
So you just have two functions only.
No, only one function. You're
Yeah,
calling the
in fact.
function when and that
Yeah, one
in the event. At the event you
Yes.
created for a task, yeah.
So that's it.
Could you show like how to toggle the so can you go to the app you showed like toggling thing effect dark and light mode, I believe, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
how did you do that? That's yeah
this one.
this one, yeah.
Okay. So if you notice in the right here in the HTML and in
Okay.
the I tag. Okay.
Okay.
So first let's notice in the HTML when you click, it's going to have a class of dark. When
Okay.
we toggle, when you click again, it will just have a class, no name.
Okay.
And also on the moon, on the icon right here,
Uh-huh.
when you click on it, it will
changes.
change to sun. Okay. When we
Okay.
remove it, it will remove the sun and it will be moon.
Okay.
So on the HTML, what we have is just one icon here, only one icon
with the ID.
with the ID of switch button.
Okay.
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 And then in the CSS right here, for the HTML, when we click dark mode, right, we want to apply the class of dark, which had shown class dark. And this is basically one of the simplest ways to do it. You just invert every color to 100%.
So basically, you already set up a
Wow.
class.
Magic.
Set up a style.
Instead of having a root element, changing every color.
The whole HTML. So basically, this HTML dark is gonna affect the whole HTML. Whatever the element you have, whatever styling you have done, it will change 100% inverted.
Yes,
So what's
exactly.
the difference between HTML and that asterisk all elements or whatever?
Okay.
Because you've done the
So-
same thing. That one is there as well.
No, I don't think you can target this, but this is used to target any element. But the HTML is used to target the whole document.
Yes.
HTML.
Okay,
Yes.
so HTML is the document right here, right? The whole
document.
Okay. We can add class names and all to that, but this universal selector means each and every element. Okay, so what we did here is margin 0, padding
Yeah.
0. Okay, so when you add a list item or a button, it comes with default margin and padding, and it comes with default font and border box. It comes with all the defaults. So what this does is we select everything, okay, and then margin 0, padding 0, border. So to each, this applies to each element inside the document.
Yes.
Okay. So this one right here, this filter invert, only works when this has a class of dark. And that is right here. When you click this, the HTML has a class of dark, and the invert will work.
And how'd you do that? Did you do like the class list or something?
Yeah, the JavaScript, we did that using, so first we got the switch btn, the ID, right? Which we had called right here, the ID. So we got the ID, and then we added event listener. So when it clicks, we run a function. So that function will get the btn, right? The same element dot class list, okay, dot toggle fa sun. This is just to bring the sun icon, okay. Dot toggle, if we just did dot add, okay, it will bring the sun, but when you click, it will not change to the moon. It is just adding, okay. But when you do dot toggle, it will shift between the sun and the previous one, which was the moon, okay. And then after doing that, that's just to change the icon, but to make it dark, we get the document dot document element, which means the HTML
Element.
dot class list, again dot toggle dark. So we don't want to add dark, but we want to toggle it so it can shift as we did with the icon, okay. So class list dot toggle, this is another
Got it.
method for the class list, and then we want to toggle the class of dark. So it will either apply dark, when it's clicked again it will remove dark, when it's clicked again it will apply dark. That's it.
Bro,
So
this
this
is
will be
honestly like, this is amazing, man.
That's a question. Why'd you put that all the way on line 80? Was it a secret or something? You're trying to hide it?
Oh no, just no. It's because I was saying we have only one function, but this function will also showing up. So I was like, let me put it down and then
No.
refocus here, because this is just extra. The to-do app will still work without this. So that was that was basically it for
So
me.
this is without local storage. That was with local storage. But yeah, this I feel now I think this is much more simpler how to create a to-do app. Yeah. Marcus, Alex.
But the only thing we could do now is do like
For sure, for sure.
the nightshade or whatever, right? And make everything yellow.
Yeah.
The night shift. You could put like a yellow tint on everything. So it's
Yellow.
So that will come into HTML, CSS, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
in what we give a filter
Yeah.
yellowish.
So what color will filter yellow? Let's see. Let's try here. Let's try to think outside the box here. Okay. If the hover was red and then it inverted to some sort of, let's add a task, and the hover is red. So when you invert, it's blue. Yeah, so to make it yellow, I think, I don't know.
Okay, wait.
Let's try yellow.
This. Yes.
Okay, so it's dark blue, I think.
You can just right click on that and get the number of it.
Right here.
What about purple? Is the opposite of purple yellow?
So invert 100%. Well, there's values to the invert. You can invert this however you want. We can read on that. There's also different styles of filter. When you use filter and hit enter or tab, it will give you options. You can filter blur, brightness, contrast, drop shadow, invert, hue rotate, opacity.
Try that.
Which one?
The sepia one. Sepia.
Sepia.
Second last one.
Okay,
Yeah.
sepia. So
And
let's see.
you give.
So do we give a value? How does this work? Let's start.
Just give just give a value. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, just a value, just a numeric value.
Like a
Just a
fraction.
numeric value. Just
Okay.
a numeric value. Yeah.
This?
Like
Yeah,
one.
that's it. Yeah. See.
Okay, yeah, it's working. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit yellowish, like
Yeah.
screensaver mode or something.
Yeah, the sun brightness. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's it for this part. And
Cool.
always, what I would suggest is when you use anything, right? Even CSS, even JavaScript, try to hover on what you are using. It will tell you by default, like it will show you
property.
what you are doing. Yes.
The
Like in the
property of that.
CSS. Yes, exactly. For example, we have input field, right? When we hover here, it will show us an element with a class of input field. Okay. So if we did right here input, let's say the parent is input field and then input. Yeah, this will still work. It's because when we hover here, it is showing us an element with a class of input field, but we are targeting the input inside the parent. Okay. So this is another way of debugging by hover. Yeah.
Does that only work because there's only one input field at all?
Yeah, it's working because
there's only one input. Yes.
Yeah, only one input.
HTML. Yes. Also, one thing to keep in mind that if you have input, okay, and there are multiple inputs, whatever the last styling you have provided to the input tag will be applicable. It will reject whatever you have written on top. For example, there's an input, like for example, there's an input, right? And you copy paste the same input, you give some other property, it will not take that. It will take the latest one. So keep
Like
this also in mind. Yeah.
So if you have one style and we overwrite that style, it will use the latest.
No, keep it background. You gave background color. Keep background.
Yeah.
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 So it will take red. Yeah, it will take red. It will not take white. See?
The cascade effect. That's why they call it cascading style sheets.
Yes. Okay.
This is called specificity in CSS.
And it would choose class over the element, right? And I think it would choose ID over class.
Yes.
And then the only other thing would be is it exclamation important?
Yes.
Yeah. They have the superiority in their functions.
Yes.
So I think that was it. And
so that's it about JavaScript.
If you want to know about the S of the CSS, how I style this, you can ask any question, how we style this.
Doing good. Good job.
Thank you. So is it clear?
Yeah. The only thing I got to think about is that last part with the you have no tasks.
Yeah.
Why I need to think about that a little more. Why you couldn't just put the other line in there.
So this you have no tasks left.
No, I understand. I just mean why you couldn't put the copy paste that other line in there. Mr. Tony, I'm going to think about it a little more.
Okay. Sure.
It seems like the result should be the same thing. But I guess I'll think about it.
Yeah. So yeah, we have done with to-do app. Yeah.
It's
Uh,
1:34.
uh, can you
Yeah.
Mickey, can you give me a JS file? Let me see if I put it in in the other one. Okay.
This one.
To do app. We have the JS file in the previous to do app. Will this work?
Oh,
Let's see.
okay.
Let's try
Okay.
that.
But yeah, but you have to
Change
get,
everything.
yeah, to get the
Yes.
item correctly.
Yes.
If it's
Yes. 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 Yes.
okay.
You can give me on the Discord something.
Okay. So I think that was it.
Yeah, we'll be coming with more of projects.
Is there any question or any suggestion?
Alex, Marcus.
Samir,
Yeah.
Nothing at the moment.
Okay. Then let me stop share.
I really learned something useful with the add event listener.
Yes, this one.
Yes.
Also, what we can do is we can add another functionality to this one, whereby we don't have to click on this button. We can just write and then hit enter. Then it will add it here.
Yes, we can do that.
so that's an event also.
Yes, and that event would be, I believe, key press or
It's, yes, I think
event.
event JS. No, just put key press. Yeah, it will give
Okay.
you.
Key press.
Yes.
How to detect? Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think it's this one. Key press. It's not fired for this, but I think it's fired for enter.
It's there on the on key
Is
press event on down below. It will give you more on that.
when a button is pressed down. So when we press enter, the event should work. So
Then there's key down that occurs when the user is pressing the key.
This is jQuery. We are not using jQuery. We need to add an add listener. So if you go back, okay.
Okay, let's just search here.
That link you sent worked.
Yeah.
Key press is you're pressing. Press is a key, and key down is you're
This
pressing.
one, yes, this one.
So I wonder if you could do like multiple events.
See.
Like you're pressing down a certain button and click while you're pressing the button.
Oh, like 2 or more events, 1 or more events.
Yeah.
So that you can use a while.
Maybe we can use another, maybe a loop. We can loop on the event. I don't know that.
Yes, you can use a while. You can use a while looping. While I'm pressing this, do this 1 and 2 action 1 and 2, event 1 and 2, or 3. So that you can do.
Sure. Not only okay. Makes easier. Okay.
Hey, remember when you did the Mickey? You were trying
Yes.
to do something about like voice. I think it might have been camp time, maybe. Weren't you trying to add like a voice something you were working on?
Oh, yeah.
Was that like an audio recording, or was that like activating the microphone?
It will, yeah. I think I wanted to add just sound when I click on a button, just a sound.
Just to play a song?
Yes, add event listener on click, and then display an audio. Put an audio tag, and then get the source of the audio, and then play method. Use the, let me show you here. Audio. Okay. JavaScript.
That was the
Play
first one.
audio. Let's see this one. Is it this one?
No, the first HTML DOM audio play.
Okay, this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, play method. Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
So what I did is I got the button, and then I didn't get this. I just got the button. Then when I clicked on the button, get a function. So what this is doing is first it's getting this from the HTML, the audio, right?
Yeah, it's an ID.
Yeah, from the HTML. Yeah, an ID. So it's saying x.play, or you can just define it here inside this function. It's all the same. So when you say var music equals document this, and then music.play. Yeah. So this will happen on click. Mine I did on click of a function, but this is just an open function. So, and right here, audio, I put an audio tag here, and then I put the source src equals, then I put the file.
The file.
Yes.
What's the difference between src and href? Like JavaScript, you do the src source, but the style sheet you do href.
Even href is like, I think, a link. Wait,
Yes.
let's search.
Yes, hyperreference. It's called hyperreference. You can say. Okay. Href. Hyperlink. You can say. And source is wait. You can. Yeah.
But like,
there you go.
Because in both cases, when you're linking your script file, your JavaScript file, or your CSS file, they're both files.
SRC.
Directly, right?
Yes. Okay. So source.
Source src is when it's not a link.
Absolutely. It's inside either your server or your local computer. You're stored somewhere, and you're just taking that file. So you use src.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying though? Like your JavaScript file is in the same location as your CSS file.
Yes.
But don't you src the JavaScript file, but then you href the CSS file on the HTML file?
Oh, here, this one, right here.
Yeah,
src.
Yeah, and then you
go.
And then on the CSS, href style.
Href.
And if you open up your directory, they're both in the same place, right?
Yeah, but there's a difference. Whenever there's for example, you go to google.com and you right click on that, you can see the CSS file as well and the HTML file, but you cannot see JavaScript file. Correct? Because we are referencing as a style sheet. The class link rel, you're relating it with the style sheet, and that href is CSS, because CSS is cascading style sheet, right? So which is why we always use href for CSS, and for JavaScript we use src, because that's JavaScript is either stored in a local directory or in a database somewhere on the internet.
You mean like in the browser? When the browser actually.
But can you see the JavaScript file on the browser? I don't know. I mean,
It's all when you inspect.
Inspect allow you to just inspect the browser for HTML and CSS, not for JavaScript.
I see. So that's the difference.
Yes. So yeah, because JavaScript can have vital information, like what you call your important documents or information regarding to your app,
like keys and stuff.
Yeah, keys and APIs and all that are stored in JavaScript JSON format. Yeah, because which is why JSON is, or JavaScript is src, not a link which can be accessed by anybody except you. So yeah.
So you're suggesting it's just a security reason.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons. Yeah, many of the reasons is out of that is security. Yeah.
I just nodded at you like you can see me. It's funny.
Yeah. So I think we are done with to do app, right? I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So the other thing was that I was thinking of using it. We're thinking of using it a local storage where you can store that, and that then you can even if you publish that that to do app with the local storage, it will work. For you.
Wait,
Yeah.
speaking of that, I guess I didn't notice. So I guess Mickey's version, there is no storage. You just use it for the moment, but then when you close it down, there's no storage.
In what? In which one?
The one that Mickey made, but you said there's
Yeah. Yes,
no
there's no storage. Yes. It's all temp. Okay. It's not being stored in your temporary file, or it's not taking any. It's storing in a temporary file, but it's not storing in your memory. Okay.
yeah.
But the local storage is storing in the memory. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm good.
So Mickey, have you sent me that? The JS file?
I think he lost connection there.
Oh, Mickey lost the connection. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking let's finish that. Let's add this JS file to the previous to do and finish it off. So now we have 2 to do apps. How lucky are we? We started with 1 and now we have 2 of them.
Look at that, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yes. It's crazy.
We're gonna make. Oh, did you already do the one? Did you already do the one from that website? Was it Front End Mentor or something?
That was actually, we took the idea for CSS and we just took the idea from friend vendor, okay, and we just designed it according to our own self, which you saw, right?
Yes.
So we didn't actually use what they said, we just implemented our own design and our own stuff.
So we could still do a third to-do list. We could clone that one still.
Sorry?
So we still could make a third one then, because we still never did that. We could clone them.
But it's the same thing. I mean, yeah, you can do it. You can do many times. We can do to do apps. Actually, I was thinking of doing to do app using Django, okay, which is my forte. Which I also have done it, but Django is a bit. You need to understand Python. So yeah. Tell me.
Is Django backend stuff?
Yes.
So to do this with Python, you'd have to do all on the backend. Is that right?
Yes.
But anytime anybody's talking about programming data, they're only in Python. They're only talking about backend. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Because otherwise we'd be using JavaScript.
Yes. So you can say JavaScript and Python are like 2 sides of a coin. Yeah. You can use front end with the JavaScript. You can use a front end JavaScript framework, and backend you can use Django, which is a Python framework for backend.
But there is
I have
no
a question, Samir.
Yes.
Hey, so like you're well versed in Python. Do you see parallels with Python and JavaScript? Like, do you find yourself kind of getting the gist of what's going on, but not necessarily the syntax?
What? I didn't get the question.
So you're well versed in Python.
Okay.
You have you know Python.
Okay.
Do you see any parallels between Python language and JavaScript Like, do you find yourself understanding?
In terms of what, understanding, or just a programming language?
Just like getting a gist of like what's going on. You know, maybe not
Yeah.
not necessarily the syntax, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. See,
gotcha.
whatever the programming language is, it always have a similar things inside that, like looping. In JavaScript, you have for loop, if else if, all the looping. The same
Right,
thing in Python as well, or any other program language, right, out there in the world. It's just that we use different syntax.
right.
Python has its own syntax, JavaScript has its own syntax, but the logic is always the same.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So
because the way you make this look, man, like you and Mickey, it's kind of like, you know, you guys have been doing this for a long time, man.
appreciate that, man. Appreciate, but yeah, we're just beginners like you guys. Trust me.
hey, to expand on your question, here's an observation. Maybe you know this. When people always talk about doing a project, they'll say you got to choose the right technology. You got to choose the right language to fit the project. But no one ever says like why one language is better at something than another language is better. You know what I mean? Like JavaScript as a strength. Like why would you choose for backend? Why would you choose Python over the JavaScript frameworks? You know what I mean? Like what's the strength of one?
See, I would say, Marcus, that's a really good question. You know that there's always many of them ask and have been asking till date. Okay, the thing is, I would say it depends on the developer itself. Okay, and also the project you're working. It depends on many factors. Okay, it could be if you're working, it could be the company you're working in, the developers you're working with, the whole companies which the system it has been built on. So there are many
So
factors,
we're talking about
but
economics right now.
but Python, okay, okay, I would say Instagram backend is made up with Python, YouTube's backend is made up with Python, Django, which is a framework of Python. Okay, so there are NASA is completely built on Python. Fun fact here that NASA's whatever they are building the projects, okay, for their planetary explorations are all coded using Python. Okay, so Python actually is useful in many fields. Okay, and JavaScript, yeah, for websites, I would say more than 80% or 85% of the websites now are built on using JavaScript only, because JavaScript has um, lots of frameworks. Okay, so using those framework, it had made it easier for developers to just code using one language, back end and front end using one programming language. So again, it all depends on your personal priority and your personal choice, whatever you're proficient in. If you're good in JavaScript and its framework, you can use this one. If one is good in both, you can use both. So it's nothing that that you have to just use that one particular language. It's nothing like that.
Let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because the way what I've heard though is that like scientific calculations and stuff like that, that's where Python has a strength. If you want to do like data mining or something, you'd go with Python. If you want to do, I guess they have more frameworks or something that's more like scientific.
See, Python has different libraries, okay, which are used in automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So there are different libraries built in Python you can use, okay.
But the difference is convenience. Would you say, is that fair to say? It's
Yeah,
somewhat.
it's also the convenience, and also it's also the scalability, okay. You have to keep this in mind. The how, yeah, go on.
Would you build YouTube? Could you build YouTube as successfully with JavaScript as you could with Python? Or does it have to do with the fact that they already started in Python, so it makes more sense to continue in Python? I mean, like, is JavaScript as capable as Python when it comes to building YouTube?
See, if you're talking about backend, it is possible, okay? But now, as we have many tools available, okay, you can use those tools and make it easier, okay, which are compatible with one backend program. It's so Django is compatible with many of the. It has many. I mean, see, as time passes, the programming language evolved, right? Its own, like before Django was used in web development, Python was used in development, website development. But as Python grew or evolved, it went towards machine learning, artificial intelligence, because the full capacity of Python was can be used in that. Okay, you're not using the whole 100% Python in web development. You're just using some of it.
Right.
Okay. So for backend, if you say, I would, as a Python developer, I'm being biased. I would use Django. I'm being biased. Okay. Like I'll use Django. Okay. For YouTube front end, I would use React framework. Okay, because React and Django are like I said, right, two sides of a coin. So yeah, I would use any front end framework of JavaScript with the backend of Django. Yeah, but there are people who are using Node.js. There are people who's just using. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, there are many possibilities and many options available out there.
You're saying there's not really a wrong answer. You could really do it realistically. You could use either.
Yeah, see, there's no harm. Okay, there is no.
All other things being equal.
Yeah, go on.
I'm just saying, all other things being equal. Like, I get that if your company is already using one, then you wouldn't want to spend money and time training them to use something else just to use something else.
But
Okay,
I would, yeah, but Marcus, I would say if changing is bringing improvement or is reducing the cost of for the company, okay, improving the efficiency of the websites, the response times of the websites, whatever many factors play. So if that's improving overall thing, I would try to change the thing. You get my point? I would try to change it to some other framework or from using some other programming language.
Question though. So why would one be better than another? Like, can you think of an example that people are talking about where they say, we have to build some site, I guess, let's say like an e-commerce site or whatever, I don't know.
Okay.
And they'll say, which like, where is the dev title, like some kind of like technology architect maybe? They're going to evaluate what they have to do, what the customer wants, and then they'll choose which language or which technology they'll call.
Absolutely.
So why would you say Python over JavaScript on the back end, or why would you choose JavaScript over Python on the back end? Since those are the two we're talking about. But apparently nobody chooses Ruby. And those are the only three I can think of.
See, honestly speaking, I have no idea about Ruby. To be honest, I have never came about Ruby. I came from assembly language, microcontroller language, directly with Python, and that's it. And now I'm going to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I never came across Ruby. Okay, so I have no idea what Ruby is. Ruby on Rails. People have been talking a lot about that, but honestly speaking, I don't know about Ruby. I have honestly, no idea about Ruby.
I don't know what any of this stuff is, man. I know I've heard of the names, but like, you asked me like what they
exactly. So it depends on your application and your field. Okay, where are you working, and what you're using. Then there's no point of looking sideways or sideways. I mean, okay, in my field this is what is being used. I'll use it. Simple.
I guess all I'm saying is, if I had to make a decision, if it had science at all or any kind of calculations, I would go with Python.
Yes.
Because that's what I heard. And if it doesn't have anything to do with that, then I would go with JavaScript.
Yes. Because let me tell you, Python syntax is the simplest. Okay, if you see a Python program, you can understand that easily. Okay, because when you do calculations, you have so many calculations to do, and your syntax is so confusing and so, eat your brain out. You don't want to do the calculations, right?
You just have to
And
get
also,
it once.
huh?
You just have to get it right once, though. You're talking about looking at like ints and stuff like that.
See, for example, right now I'm teaching students just the basics of Python, okay, and some basics of data science using some libraries of Python. I'll show you.
Okay.
Um,
Pandas and
yeah,
Seaborn,
pandas and numpys and yeah,
NumPy, Seaborn.
yeah. At the moment, just numpy and pandas, okay, and they want to somehow import it to the Excel sheets and the data and all that. So using pandas and numpy is straightforward. You just use one. I mean, you get a function, you get a variable equal to the name dot csv. Khalas. That Python, that thing, you import pandas as pd and pd something, and dot. Just you add dot csv. That's it. It automatically converts your Python program of all the data into a CSV. It opens the Excel sheet for you, by the way, okay, and it will display all your data fields in that
So yeah,
using just that.
this only happens because somebody made a library. So somebody could make the same library, the data mining library for JavaScript, and then it
It's
would be useful.
I don't it's not that easy as you speak. It's not that easy to make a library in JavaScript, and because I think it has many rules. Okay, when it comes to syntax and stuff like that, there are many rules you have to follow in JavaScript, which make makes it not you could say user friendly. Okay, to build any library in JavaScript, but rather in Python, it's easy. It's straightforward.
So for the same reason that it's easier to read Python, it's also easier to write Python.
yeah, absolutely,
Okay, makes sense.
absolutely, yeah. Oh, I love this topic. Any people, I mean, not only you, Marcus, but anyone who's like talking about Python. Oh,
So why doesn't everybody use Python?
see, Python is a backend stuff. I mean, uh, I don't know. I mean, again I'll keep this. Like, it depends on your application. It depends on the scalability of your backend service. What you want, the database you're looking for. Do you want a relational, or you don't want or you want a non-relational database, or you want a real-time database, or it depends on your um, your reason to use. Like why like yeah, basically the reason. Yeah.
We should build something with the database.
Yeah, I mean we should. I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but right now it's very far. I mean, if you're learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we should get a hang of that first and then shift to database. Because I've seen people who are very good in data in front end, okay, and the moment they came to back end, they left front end and they're loving back end a lot. They became a full-time back end developers. So yeah. Any questions, guys? Marcus?
No.
I got a question, man. As far as like the logic goes with some of these tasks, what have you done, like as far as research? Have you like read anything on this, or you know, as far
Regarding what?
as learning like the logic.
No, no. Uh, I mean, I didn't get the question. Can you just like?
As far as like the logic behind some of you know, as far as like general logic behind programming, any books you could recommend or anything?
Okay, I would say start with. Have you guys? Okay. Um, what that? Automate the boring stuff using Python. Okay, you can do that. There are a few books you can. Okay, that is one book I would say if you want to have logic. And let me ask you this question: were you good in reasoning, or were you good in science? Let me ask you that. Were you good in science?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a topic I struggled with.
Like, kind of like where you had to use your observation or logic. Not, I'm not talking about maths, not about maths, but uh, something where you had to have a reasoning.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been good with that, yeah.
Yeah, so you can start with DSA, data structures algorithm. It's a book. Okay, you can start with that. You can start with logic reasoning, right? um, yeah, there are few books I would say. Wait, I have it with me. Wait, let me see which are books I have. Wait a minute. I would say books, you could say, yeah, Think Like a Programmer. It's one book. Okay, it's available on internet in a PDF file, free of cost, no cost. Okay.
Yeah, just
Think like a
search.
what? Sorry, Marcus.
But always add PDF to your search. There's a good chance it's there for free.
Yeah. So think like a programmer. Okay, this is one I would say. Then I would say, what else? What else? Mm, okay. Then Python. DSA is one book. Like I mentioned, I'll show you the picture. It looks like this. DSA. It's a bluish white color book. Okay. It is like this. Wait.
Does it have like a pyramid shaped thing on the front cover?
No, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. It's more like. Wait. It's a lion picture I can show you. See this one. Oh, you can. Okay, I have to share my screen, right? Okay. Wait. It's there on Amazon. Wait. Yeah, this one. Okay, you can data structure algorithm made easy.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is one good. It has many puzzles where you will be. It will help you to think with logic. Okay. What else? What else books are there? Let's search. Let's search books on logic. Let's see. As simple as that. Yeah. No, programming logic, not this logic. For beginners. Yeah. I would say this Clean Coder. Okay, it's one good book.
Clean Coder, heard of this one, yeah.
Yeah. Then this Pragmatic Programmer is also one good book. Okay. Then Soft Skills is one good book. Okay. Then design patterns. If you want to, if you're like, you know, uh, how can it will help you to design object oriented software. Okay. Then what else? Clean code. Okay, like I mentioned. No. Yeah. Yeah, if you're into books for JavaScript, this is one good book, Eloquent JavaScript.
Open JavaScript.
Yeah, this is one good book I would say. Yeah, then this book, guys, without any fail, get this book, HTML and CSS by John Sonmez. I think no, John Duckett. Yeah. Get this book by any cost for HTML and CSS. Okay, this book. Yes. Can you see?
Yep.
Got it.
Wait. Okay, and also this with the same author, JavaScript and jQuery. I started understanding. You're asking me for reasoning, logic, and understanding, right? This is the book I read for JavaScript and jQuery. Okay, it's colorful, so you'll not get bored. You know, whenever you feel free, like whenever you feel like understanding or reading, you can take out this book anytime, any day, and you can just start reading. It's not boring. It's full of colors. I have it with me, and I still use it. So this is one good book. This and this one. Okay.
Got it.
I'll show you. I'll show you how does it look. Wait. I hope if they can allow. Yeah. See, this is how it looks. See. This is how it looks. See. You know, flow chart. It will teach you how to make a flow chart. You know, steps to code. See.
Cool, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah. You can. I think it's available on You can get it in PDF. I think yes. Hopefully you should be able to get. Yeah. Yes. So it is one good book. I would highly recommend. Yeah, you can start with these. Okay, and yeah, this is the book. This is the book I was talking about. Algorithms. Okay, this is the book from MIT. Okay, you can start with this as well. This. See, it has.
You get a PDF for that one.
Yeah, Marcus.
I'm pretty sure you can find the PDF for that one.
Yes, I have it. I would not say yeah, it's there. Yes. Okay, this is one book I would say you can. Then I would say what else? I mean, you can start with all this. Okay, and if you are planning to go for interview, for programming interview, this book I would recommend.
Yeah, my friend swears by this book, man.
Bro, this is
this one's on point.
Ultimate book. You know, you need to have this. Okay. I mean, that's it. These are the few books you can use.
A friend of mine gave me a book a while ago.
Okay.
We studied electrical engineering, and we already talked about the coding stuff. He said, "Here, read this book." It was called Code, the hidden language of computer hardware and software.
Yes, it's a good book.
I recently saw somebody recommend that on YouTube. Oh, I've read like half that book. But
how is it?
The people that say read it, highly recommend it. It's like fundamental understanding how to speak the code language when you're interacting with the computer and stuff, how it works.
Cool.
Nice. Guys,
Very
when
cool.
this,
Remember,
when
it's got
this,
real cool. Is like
when
talk
this,
about
when
Mary
this.
2 and base 10 stuff. It just sort of goes on. It talks about Morse code. It sort of progresses, I guess, into a computer that we have today.
Hmm.
I think I got as far, and actually, now I think about it, there is a logic section with like ors and elements, the and ors and the nors.
Yeah, maybe Alex. The reason of this logic behind me was because I studied electronics communication engineering. So maybe because in my electronics academics I had assembly language. I had to code using assembly language, which computer understand. So maybe because of that, having that over the years of understanding of learning that language kind of helped me in having this logic, understanding any logic of irrespective of what the language is. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, dude. Made this stuff look easy, man. I'm saying, like, you know.
Hey, check out, I just put a picture of the book cover on that one, that code one. I think
Oh,
it
you
was
posted
even
in the chat?
like the one that he gave me is like made especially for Microsoft employees.
Yes.
But I remember
This
there's a really good section about the logic. How's it?
Marcus, I'm looking for this book. I'm not getting this online.
I mean, I know it's on Amazon. Did you see the image, the link?
Is there on Amazon? Yeah, it's there. Okay. Yeah, because last time I checked, it was unavailable. So.
Hmm. But I remember there's a section. That was when I stopped because I needed to like spend time thinking about it. The
Uh huh.
logic is the logic. I guess the switch logic or relay. It's talking about like relays and stuff. I guess when you have like an or and an and not and stuff like that. It's like I think that's when you say logic. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Also, Marcus, the thing is that not everything can be, have a logic behind that. Okay. If there is syntax, because some syntax are straightforward, in JavaScript or any language. Like once you read it, you understand. Okay, this is what's happening.
If this is
Um,
true, run the code.
yeah.
But if it gets to like um, I can't think of the there's lines in the JavaScript where you have like this statement and you do the double and sign and then you do something else, right? Or like the
Yes. 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 Yes.
ternary
Yes.
lines, you can do like
Yes.
this thing with a double or sign.
Yes.
One of them means like if
Yes.
this is true, then run the code, or the other one means if this isn't true, then run the code. You can stack. I guess you can chain them after each other. If you have like if this is true, double and then a set of parentheses, this is true and all this is true. Code.
I get you. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Is it called short circuiting or something? Maybe it's just a good keyword to look up. And that could
I
just be
would.
a bug.
You know what? If you want to visualize your code, use this. Wait, I'll share my screen. Wait. I'll show you my screen. Use this website where you can visualize your code. Okay. So what you do, you go to when you click on this. Okay. So you can visualize Python, Java, C++, C, JavaScript, and Ruby. You click on here. Okay. And you just it takes time. This website takes a lot of time to load, but once it loads, you can use it directly. Wait, I'll show you. It takes time. For the first time, it takes time. It's called Python Tutor, and you just see, you take this, you just paste it over here, your whole code, and click visualize execution. It will show you each and every step, what's happening and what's not happening. Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got a screenshot. I'll go to it.
No, just type pythontutor.com, okay, and start visualizing. Click on that link button, and from here write code in JS6, paste the whole code, and click here. This one, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It will show you.
So you're asking me to paste something in there right now?
Yeah, just take any or take any bunch of code which, like for example, you were not understanding the last three things, right? Clear all and why isn't the no task thing and all that. Just take that block of code, paste it here, and just click on visualize execution. It will show you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I use it for Python basically. You know, because sometimes the program is it's very big and it takes a lot of time to understand the logic. So I'll show you some example of Python just to see how it works in Python. Okay, wait a minute. I have NumPy practice. Does this work? It won't work because I need NumPy then. Check it. Coding with Python. Let's take this. Okay, and I just paste it here, visualize it, and the red will show next line to execute, like this line to be execute, and I click here. So this is what my variable is. X is 1, and the green is the one which got executed line. Y is 1, circle is 0, and circle Y is 1. If the radius is 2, it goes in. So this code is executed, and this is what the next line will execute. Oh, okay, this is not supported in this. Okay.
But this would be good to understand the scoping, I guess.
I mean, you can see some function where there's a looping going on, conditional loop is happening. Okay, you want to understand how does it happening, how does it the if else or the condition is being executed. You can use this website for. Okay, I'm just giving an example, like how it will show you.
Yeah, I just mean with JavaScript, like I'm trying to understand the closure idea.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, that's what Python tutor is all about. So yeah, we guys kind of finished. Mickey, can you send me the JS, please?
I forgot. Let me send you everything.
So wait a minute. I have so many folders which I don't require.
Hey, Alex. Yeah.
Alex?
What's up, man?
Hey, I was just going to say, sometimes just knowing what questions I ask would help. Try looking up for JavaScript. Are you learning JavaScript? You are, right?
At the moment?
Try looking up operator short circuiting in JavaScript.
You said what, Marcus? What was that?
Operator short circuiting.
Operator short circuiting. I'll search it out.
That might be helpful. Understand the stuff a little better.
Cool, man. Thanks.
It's a bunch of ands and ors and like, I don't know. I think that's probably the logic you're talking about, I guess.
Yeah, I think my thing is like I can look at things and like have an idea of what's going on, but as far as like repeating it, I mean, again, this could probably just be because I've only been doing this for like 3 weeks now, but it seems like that's like where it becomes challenging.
Right.
Kind of
You
like
think
making my own.
when you look at it, what the hell's going on? So what I'm saying is this: when you look at something on the code of somebody's code and it looks confusing and it doesn't make sense, it could be this short circuiting. So they have like some condition, and then they'll do like the double and sign. They'll just keep tacking on those things.
Gotcha.
It could be the one topic that's getting in your way. Because I remember when I heard about it, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, that's what I've been looking at, and this is why I don't understand it."
Gotcha. Okay. I'm searching it up right now.
But I think that short circuiting is a good keyword, maybe.
Gotcha.
So Marcus, what do you do for a living? You're working or?
I used to do like water resource engineering, groundwater production. Yeah, I wore a lot of hats. I was an engineer. I was geologist, hydrologist.
Wow,
Problem
awesome,
is,
man.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. It's just fucking boring.
What? It's
It's just like I
boring?
don't know, really, yeah. And also like we were forbidden from even coding anything because old people don't want to learn how to code. So anyway, so I gave it up and I did like facility engineering. I recently graduated from UP back in 2015. So I'm still looking for something to land on,
That's nice,
Anyway,
man. That's
that's what I was trained in. Even like petroleum engineering, same thing. The water's one phase, right? It's one element.
mm-hmm.
But I don't really feel like being in the petroleum industry. And like I said, water's one. It's one. There's no gas. No, it's just one thing. For right now, I'm I'm just an academic tutor for a community college right down the
Oh
street,
wow.
and I'm spending my time, my money to hopefully turn this into something. Because this has always been fun. Like I learned how to code in college. We use MATLAB, the scientific calculations and all that stuff. So that's where I've
Okay.
been doing stuff. But I don't know. There's a lot of field work with my old job. Too much field work. I'm just not interested. I'd rather be able to create stuff. So right now I'm kind of doing the tutoring. I tutor people on the side, and I try to spend as much time as I can learning how to do this, so I can run from there.
That's awesome, man. So how's tutoring going on? Like, how are you enjoying it? How would you like how long has it been to you tutoring people?
I've actually been tutoring for about 10 years.
Wow, that's
Um,
awesome, bro.
but I was able to just like when I was able to go back and say, hey, do y'all need any help? And they said, yeah, we'd love to have you back. It was great. So this affords me time. It's great. It's fulfilling. It's nice to be able to not only help answer people's questions with like math and physics, chemistry and stuff, but
Uh
also
huh.
the ones ready to give up and to sort of encourage them and show them that they actually are able to make 100%. Like
Okay.
people settle for barely passing. I think that's good. It's like, no, you're capable of that.
That's good, bro. That's really
Uh,
great.
Know how to think critically. teach them that they can do it. And yeah, it's great.
That's great, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I just recently I've been I've been teaching students. It's been just couple of years or something. So yeah, I mean, I could get some help or from an experienced person here. So yeah, glad to hear about that you've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So appreciate, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to get a job doing this. It's cool. And I think I can't help but probably get into the back end. Like the front end is great and all, I'm glad it looks good and everything, but I honestly could care less, what colors things are.
But front end itself is such a beautiful field. I mean, it has a lot of frameworks. So once you get the hang of JavaScript, and then you can take any framework, okay, and you can just create your beautiful websites design from scratch.
I know, that's the goal.
So yeah.
But what I'm saying is when Mickey had his white background, white to-do list, compared to like a linear gradient, I tend to not care about the linear gradient or the radial gradient. I like which percentage the color goes to. Animate.
You can take use of extensions in VS Code which has a CSS selector. So instead of you want CSS picker, I would say it's an extension. For example, you go on website and you like that color, right? And you want to use it in your website. I'm just giving an example. So using that extension, okay, on your browser, Google Chrome extension is called CSS picker, color picker. You take that color, you hover on that color, okay, using it activating that
magic palette. Use that.
Yeah, yes. So I've been using that a lot. Trust me, I've been using that a lot.
To look at like color palette and Google palettes, because I'm kind of color lazy too. I'm kind of color bad. I don't know. So I just rely on people to tell me what colors look good together.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
In the back,
So it really makes our life easier,
Sure.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just guessing. But the fact is, people don't care anyway, Most people, they'll just be like, oh yeah, that's good. I love it.
Yes.
They'll just say they love it because you did it. All right. So what time is it over there? Probably like 3.
Yeah, almost 3. Yeah. Mickey's laughing. I know that laugh, Mickey. I know that laugh, bro. I feel.
Time to grab breakfast and go to bed.
Yeah. What time is it over there, Marcus?
It's 8:40. No, 6:42.
Evening or morning?
No, evening.
Evening. Okay.
8 hours behind you.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Nice.
But I wonder what happens in the fall if we're going to be 9 hours behind. Because
Really?
the time GM, what is it? GTM plus 3.
GMT 03, or you can just say Bahrain time.
And I think we're at GMT minus 5.
Oh, okay, yeah, minus 5.
But then there's 0 in the middle, right? So that's 9. Doesn't that mean that we're 9 time zones away?
Yeah.
So the question is, why only 8 hours if we're 9 time zones?
Yeah, because maybe GMT then it's GMT plus 1, not GMT plus 0. Maybe because of that. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, I suspect that when we get to the fall, because in America we have daylight savings, I think we're probably going to go back.
Okay.
Never thought about it before, but I think we'll go back to normal time and we'll just be 9 time zones away again.
So you have, for daylight saving, you guys add 1 hour or you decrease 1 hour, you remove 1 hour. How is it?
So now we are forward. We sprang forward 1 hour.
Okay. Okay.
That's why we're only 8 hours behind y'all instead of 9. Because when I look at the map, I'm trying to I try to figure it out and it doesn't make sense. It's off. And so I suspect it's because of that daylight saving. But like I've never thought about it before in the context of the rest of the world. You know, if I always fall back to bring forward.
I see.
Anyway, so in the fall, it might be that you say 10 o'clock and it'll actually be 1 p.m. here instead of 2 p.m.
Yes. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, well, speaking of that, it's time to eat.
For me, it's time to sleep. Oh man.
By the way, do you know why I said that garlic is probably the next best thing to build?
What? Which one? What?
Remember when I put that emoji and I chose garlic and so I was looking for gold. I guess Alex posted all that material from the new camp. And I wanted to put like a gold thing, but instead I put garlic and you're like, oh, why'd you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Garlic. What? Come on. Seriously?
It's so good for you though.
Was that tough? What was that? Yeah, man. Someone put garlic, man. I didn't know
Yeah,
it
who
was
does
there
that?
before.
Who does that? Yeah, who put garlic,
so good.
Marcus?
Like antibiotic, bacterial,
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's healthy. Yeah, exactly. Yes, it's anti-inflammatory garlic.
inflammatory.
Yeah, it's good. It's healing thing. So it's good.
That's why I said it's second to gold.
Yes.
All right. On that note, way to go. Had fun, now.
Yeah, bro. Nice talking to you. It was nice. So I'll be putting this before you leave. I'll be putting this on GitHub and I'll be sharing that in the resources. Okay. So, yeah. All right, Marcus.
All right. Not yet.
Cool. Sounds
I'll
good.
be adding. Yeah, I'll be putting this GitHub file in the description as well for the YouTube people who are watching, and also on the Discord channel, Marcus. Okay.
Hey, so speaking of Discord, where's that gonna go? Like, I know there's a system in there, but do we all agree with how to use the system? You know what I mean?
Alex, can you answer that?
Wait, and I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say there, bro.
I'm just saying, like obviously there's a bunch of channels, so there's a way to use the system. But like, if we were to put GitHub, I guess that would be like a project thing, or since it's a JavaScript thing, would it be a JavaScript thing, or would it be
No.
a resources thing? You know what I mean?
It will be resources. Okay, we'll be just putting GitHub links to the projects or whatever we're doing. Okay, in the resources folder. So and we'll give a small description or a message below that of what this GitHub link is. So whenever you scroll or whenever you want to go back to that project, you can just scroll and go there.
Right. So since you said that though, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, why wouldn't we just put it under projects?
That's a good point. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's a good
saying?
point.
Or since it's a JavaScript project, why not put it under JavaScript?
We can do that, yes, but now project is like discussing of project ideas, and that project is like anything related to what current project we're working on. will be on our project, and project resources will be the completed files. Whatever is in related to that project will be in resources.
I
You
got you.
get the point? It's like a
Yeah.
database. Resources is like a database. You can get everything over there.
We also have project chat and project ideas for chatting and ideas.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
out there. I'm not saying we have to have an answer, or there's
So-
one better. Just throwing
So,
it out there.
so let us like kind of remove this misunderstanding of the namings. So project chats is basically what are we going to work on. Okay, people are going to discuss about that regarding the current project we're working on in project chats, and ideas will be what all ideas we can come up with for a new project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the resources it's complete all in one. Everything is over there. All the resources you will find it over there. Yeah.
And then what about like questions or something? Because I know some of us are working on Python too. That's why I was suggesting maybe we could have like a Python.
We have a
doc.
Python channel. We have a Python channel on the Discord, which is
Yeah.
in the back end.
I'm kind of
Back
familiar,
end.
but for the sake of referencing, you can go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to be able to. Everybody knows how to use. You know.
Kind of. But
I got you.
yeah, we are on YouTube Live, so guys, yeah, we don't anything. Oh, yeah. I
Alright.
mean, so another thing, okay, and then we can continue this. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, that's it about the to do app. Okay, and I will be posting that in the description, the link for the GitHub, all the files, and
Just
yeah.
like-
So yeah, it's live on YouTube, Marcus. So so with that said, guys, I will see you with another project at a time. And with that said, take care and be in good health. Okay, and take care of your parents. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Yes.